NBA betting now, Friday, November 7th. It's Myguyknowsaguy here on my sports predictions channel. Let's continue. It's NBA Cup Day. We have 11 games on the schedule for us to bet on today. I'll run through the games and share my NBA picks, player props, and betting predictions as we go along. Hit the like button for me. I also want to let you know that I will be live streaming today right here on my YouTube channel. I'll be live betting the NBA Cup games and sharing more in-game betting advice as we watch the games together. I'll also be doing a live betting stream here on the channel on Sunday for the NFL Week 10 games. It should be a really fun weekend, so take a second now to turn notifications on here on my channel so you don't miss any of my upcoming live sports betting streams. With that said, here are my pre-game NBA picks for Friday. First game up in the NBA Cup tonight, we have the Orlando Magic at home against the Boston Celtics. The Magic are currently favored by 3.5 points here, and the total is 226.5. The Magic have been one of the most disappointing teams against the spread to start this season. They're only 2-6 against the number so far, but the Celtics haven't been that much better. They're 3-6 ATS this season. The Celtics destroyed the Wizards the other day. They covered their 12-point spread easily in that game. They won by 29 points. The Magic are coming off of a disappointing divisional road loss against the Atlanta Hawks. They were never really in that game. It wasn't very competitive. They lost by 15 points on the road. Their offense faltered. Desmond Bane was ejected in the game. Acquiring Desmond Bane was supposed to bolster their offense, but they're still 23rd in the NBA in offensive efficiency. When I look closer at this game, though, I do think the Magic have a matchup edge against the Celtics. The Celtics had a better than expected start to the season defensively, but they're 20th in the league in defensive efficiency over their last 3 games. That's including their big blowout win against the Wizards the other day. Offensively, the Magic are really weak shooting threes, but they are one of the best teams in the NBA at the moment when it comes to attacking the rim on offense. Rim protection is a big concern for the Celtics as currently constructed. I think Orlando's size on the perimeter in particular could give the Celtics problems in this game today. I've only bet on the Magic one time this season. I was successful that day. It was in their blowout win on the road against the Hornets. The Hornets might be an extreme example, but they are another team with rim protection issues on the defensive side of the court. We also might see a heightened level of aggression from the Magic in tonight's game. After getting embarrassed by the Hawks the other night and Desmond Bane being ejected in that game, the team was not happy afterward. I think the Magic could cover in the first half here, -1.5. But I'll go ahead and place a bet on them to cover the full game spread at -3.5 here. That's my first official bet in this video. The Orlando Magic -3.5 at -105 on FanDuel. Looking at player props here, I think we could see decent performances from Franz Wagner and Desmond Bane for the Orlando Magic. I have them listed to have above average offensive performances, as well as Anthony Black of the Magic. I think Black could go over 9.5 points. Bane's points line is currently 15.5 points, and Franz Wagner's points line is currently 20.5 points. Franz Wagner has a really decent track record against Joe Mazzulla coached teams. I think he's gone over 20.5 points in his last 6 games against the Celtics. But there is one player prop that I will be betting now officially. It's Peyton Pritchard of the Boston Celtics to go under 15.5 points at -122 odds to win 1 unit. I think Pritchard could struggle with the physicality that he's going to face tonight from an angry Orlando Magic team. Pritchard is a really streaky shooter. He's had some decent performances this season, but he's also had some absolute stinkers. I was successful taking his points prop to go under in another game this season, and it was largely due to the fact that Pritchard is used to playing against other backup guards. He's been one of the best reserve players in the NBA over the last couple of seasons, but he's not used to the consistent defensive intensity that he's witnessing as a starter this season. Yes, there have been spurts over the course of his career where Pritchard has played against other starters, but nothing like what he's witnessing now. I think the Magic could clamp down on Pritchard today as they try to neutralize one of the 3-point threats on the Celtics roster. So that's 2 different bets in the Magic-Celtics game tonight to win 1 unit each. Peyton Pritchard of the Celtics to go under 15.5 points at -122 odds, and the Orlando Magic -3.5 at -105 odds. Looking at the Cavaliers versus Wizards game tonight, the Cavs are currently 13.5 point favorites on the road. The total here is 241.5. I don't have anything on the side here. I think it's a bit of a tricky spot. My other player prop in this game is Alex Sarr. Look, Alex Sarr is playing much better this season, but I think he's going to go under his points prop total tonight. against the Cavaliers. As I said before, the Celtics have a lot of rim protection issues on defense, and Sarr was yet another center to take advantage of that trend. But tonight he's going up against much stiffer resistance in front of the rim. I think Jarrett Allen and Evan Mobley could have their way with Sarr in this game. I think the offense is going to be tough to come by for Sarr, partly because he still can't stretch the floor at this level. So my pick here is another smaller bet. It's Alex Sarr of the Washington Wizards to go under 17.5 points at -130 odds to win a half unit on FanDuel. My next pick comes in the game between the Houston Rockets and the San Antonio Spurs. The Rockets are currently 4.5 point favorites on the road. The total here is 224.5. The Spurs suffered a brutal loss against the Lakers the other night. They could have sent the game to overtime if Champagnie hit both of his free throws, but he missed one. This Rockets team has had a juggernaut start to this season, but I think the Spurs could have an edge in this game, particularly early on. I'm expecting Victor Wembanyama to have a better performance in tonight's game. The Houston Rockets are one of the best teams in the league driving to the rim, so a motivated Wemby should be able to help the Spurs keep this one within range by wiping out some of those easy opportunities at the basket. I know this won't be a very popular pick tonight, but I'm betting on the San Antonio Spurs in the first half of this game, plus 2.5 at -118 odds. I grabbed that line on FanDuel. Next game up, we have the Chicago Bulls taking on the Milwaukee Bucks. The Bucks are at home here. They're favored by 4.5 points. The total is 240. I think this is the sort of game that Giannis will dominate, in my opinion. He had a quiet night in Toronto the other day as the Bucks were blown off of the court against my Raptors. We didn't see him drive to the rim, draw a double team, and kick it out to his three-point shooters as often as we've seen earlier in the season. The Bucks sort of lost their way in that game, and they let the Raptors impose their will with the pace. The Bulls have been outstanding this season, particularly on offense, but they do have one glaring flaw in their game. They're currently 24th in the league in points in the paint allowed. Giannis and the rest of the slashers on this Bucks roster are primed for a big game tonight, in my opinion. Look, I know the Bulls have been a great story. I'm actually high on them long term. I think Josh Giddey is going to be an all-star this season, but something's off about this line to me, and I'm taking the Bucks in this spot. My pick here is the Milwaukee Bucks -4.5 at -110 odds to win 1 unit. Next game that I'm going to talk about in this video is the Charlotte Hornets against the Miami Heat. Miami is currently 6.5 or even 7.5 point favorites on some books at the moment, and that's because LaMelo Ball of the Hornets was recently downgraded to doubtful for this game. If you didn't know, Bam Adebayo of the Heat has already been ruled out. He suffered a sprained toe against the Nuggets the other night. I'm not picking a side here, but I do want to highlight the evolution that we've seen in Miami Heat head coach Eric Spoelstra's offense this season. They've really picked things up with their pace of play this season. They've been playing at a lightning fast tempo. That pace of play has dipped a bit over their last couple of games, but with Bam off of the floor, I think they're going to have to compensate for his absence by increasing their pace tonight. The Hornets have been really bad with their transition defense over their last couple of games. They're playing a lot of inexperienced players right now because they've continually had the injury bug over the last couple of seasons with their star players LaMelo Ball and Brandon Miller. They also still don't have a long-term solution at center to protect the rim. Ryan Kalkbrenner looks like he could be a solution long-term for their defensive issues in front of the rim, but for now he's still a rookie. Look, the total for this game is currently 233.5 on FanDuel. It's dropped a lot throughout the day, but I don't agree with the move. I think this game is going to go over. My pick here is the Charlotte Hornets and Miami Heat to go over 233.5 at -110 odds to win 1 unit. I grabbed that line on FanDuel. I think we could also see better than expected offensive performances from some of the young players on this Miami Heat roster, like Pelly Larson and Drew Smith. Remember, I'll be doing a live stream tonight here on my YouTube channel, Myguyknowsaguy, sharing live betting advice and picks for the NBA Cup tonight. Turn on notifications now so you don't miss my upcoming live streams. I'll be going live at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. Take a second to smash the like button for me. Help this video get as many likes as possible. Subscribe to my YouTube channel now. Best of luck with all of your NBA Cup picks and predictions tonight. It's Myguyknowsaguy here on my sports predictions channel. I'll see you during my NBA Cup live betting stream tonight at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. Enjoy the rest of your day, everyone.